Good morning students. Today's topic is tunnel diode operation. A tunnel diode is a heavily doped PN junction diode that exhibits negative resistance characteristics. That is, the current decreases as the voltage increases. In tunnel diode, the current is caused by the process known as tunneling. That's why it is named as tunnel diode. Tunnel diode is also called Esauke diode, which is named after Leo Esauke, who awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1973 in recognition of his work on electron tunneling in solids. The circuit symbol of tunnel diode is as shown in the diagram. So, which has two terminals, anode and cathode. In normal PN junction diodes, the width of the depletion region is thicker. That's why the carriers cannot cross the thicker barriers unless they are supplied with a sufficient bias voltage. But whereas in tunnel diodes, which are heavily doped PN junction diodes, the depletion region width becomes very narrow, that is less than 10 nanometers. In such a case, according to quantum mechanics, the electrons will tunnel through the barrier or penetrate through the barrier. In order to have this tunneling effect, it is required that the barrier width should be less than 10 nanometers, which can be achieved with the heavy doping. The occupied energy states exist on the side from which the electron tunnels, and that allowed empty states exist on the other side at the same energy level. In heavily doped N-type semiconductor, the Fermi level energy is given by EFN, which is given in the equation EFN equals to EC minus KT ln NC by ND. So, where NC is the available states in the conduction band and ND is the concentration of donor atoms. So, here for heavily doped N-type semiconductor material, ND is greater than NC. So, if ND is greater than NC, then ln of NC by ND becomes negative. So, when this expression ln NC by ND is negative, then automatically the EFN is equals to EC plus some positive quantity. So, now EFN is greater than EC, which means that the Fermi level in the heavily doped N-type semiconductor lies in the conduction band. And similarly, for heavily doped P-type semiconductor, the Fermi level energy EFP is given by this expression. So, here for heavily doped P-type semiconductor, NA is greater than NV. Then, as in the previous analysis, EFP is less than EV. So, which means that the Fermi level in the heavily doped P-type semiconductor material lies in the valence band. If you observe these two equations E0 and EG, ND and NA product is greater than NV and NC. So, which indicates that E0 is greater than EG. That is, the barrier energy is greater than the energy gap between the valence and conduction bands. Coming to the energy band diagram of tunnel diode, that is a heavily doped PN diode. So, already as in the previous discussion, we know that for heavily doped diodes, the Fermi level in the P region lies in the valence band, and similarly the Fermi level in the N region lies in the conduction band. Here in the P region, the Fermi level lies in the valence band, and similarly in the N region, the Fermi level lies in the conduction band. So, here in this gap EVP and EFP, so these are empty states and below this EF we have filled states in the valence band. And similarly in the N region, between this region EF and ECN region, we have filled states, and above this EF we have empty states. And next, this E naught barrier energy is greater than energy gap Eg also. So in order to have the tunneling process, in addition to having this heavily doped regions, one more constraint to be satisfied is there should be filled states on one side and empty states on the other side to have the tunneling process. So here if you observe in this energy band diagram, here we have empty states, but here we have filled states. Both are not at the same energy level. So that's why there is no tunneling process in this situation. Hence the net resultant tunneling current will be 0 in this situation. Here we have 0 tunneling current. When the tunnel diode is forward biased, the barrier height E naught reduces by the amount equal to the applied forward bias energy. So in earlier case the E naught barrier height is this much. So if you apply forward bias, the barrier height reduces by this amount. Now the ECN, the energy level, conduction band energy level, moves upwards, and similarly EF, Fermi energy level, also moves upwards. In this situation we have the filled states here, which is indicated with a solid green color, and here in the P region we have empty states at the same energy level. Now the electrons from this N region will tunnels towards this P region. Then automatically there exists a tunneling current which increases as with applied forward voltage. In the tunnel diode, if we keep on increasing the forward voltage, the barrier height E naught keep on reducing, and the conduction band energy level ECN keep on moving upwards, and similarly the Fermi level EFN also keep on moving upwards. It reaches to the maximum level when it is equals to the valence band energy level in the P region. So in this situation we will obtain the maximum tunneling current, which is represented as peak tunneling current IP, which can be obtained at the forward voltage Vp. If we still further increase the forward voltage, the barrier height keep on reducing, and the conduction band energy level ECN keep on moving upwards, and the Fermi energy level also keep on moving upwards. So here the tunneling current reduces. Why? Because there is no empty states in the forbidden band, which is at the same energy level as in the N region. So that's why the tunneling current tends to reduce. If we still further increase the forward voltage, the barrier height keep on reducing, and the conduction band energy level ECN keep on moving upwards, and the EFN also keep on moving upwards. It reaches to the situation when there is no empty states in the P region at the same energy level as the filled states available in N region. That's why there is no possibility of having this tunneling current in this situation. The tunneling current almost reaches to 0. But whereas as in the normal PN junction diode operation, we have the minority carrier injection current, where the diode current increases exponentially with the applied forward voltage, which is represented with a dotted curve in the VI characteristics. The total tunnel diode operation can be depicted with the sum of these two curves. If we apply reverse bias to the tunnel diode, the barrier energy keep on increasing, that is the barrier height keep on increasing. In earlier case the barrier height, if you assume up to this level, so if you apply the reverse bias, then the barrier height will increases by the amount equal to that of the reverse bias energy. As the ECN keep on moving downwards, the Fermi level also keep on moving downwards. Now it reaches to the situation where we have the filled states in the p region and empty states in the n region. Now the electrons from the p region will tunnels towards the n region. As the reverse voltage keep on increasing, the tunneling current keep on increasing. This graph shows the VI characteristics of the tunnel diode. If we forward bias the tunnel diode, the tunneling current keep on increasing and it reaches to the peak value known as IP, the peak current. And if we still further increase the forward voltage, the tunneling current keep on reducing and it reaches to the level, this is known as the valley current. At this level, it accounts for the minority carrier injection current, which rises exponentially with the applied forward voltage. So this is the curve where the current rises exponentially with the applied forward voltage. In this region between this peak voltage and valley voltage, the tunnel diode exhibits negative resistance characteristics, where the diode current decreases with the increasing forward voltage. If we reverse bias the tunnel diode, the tunneling current keep on increasing. Thank you.